Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time you're watching this video. So, the whole idea is during my first training, I took my time to explain this concept into details, right, from scratch to a developer level, right, to those who were part of the class. And so this time around, I'm going to use um, the same material that we used, right, to explain the concept of Python programming for you to understand the basics and how code works, and yeah. So fasten your seatbelt and let's ride. So chapter one, what is Python? I believe um, most of you do know what Python is. So it's a programming language, yeah, and programming language is a way of giving instructions to a computer. Okay, so a computer understands a certain language, right? And the channel at which you provide this information to the computer to do something is what we term as programming, right? So Python is one of the languages, like one of the mediums where you can communicate with a computer, yeah. So why even Python? Why should you even bother to learn Python? Why Python at all? So Python is beginner friendly, and it's being used everywhere. It has a huge community, right? And it's free and open source. You don't pay anything to use Python. So looking at some of the big platforms that Google, Netflix, Instagram, NASA, banks, they all use Python for different purposes, right? Yes. So, in simple terms, you write code, Python reads it, Python tells the computer what to do, you see the results, right? So that is the whole, in brief, or in a simple terms, that is how you can explain this concept. Now, chapter 2 is we are going to write our first program, right? So every programmer begins with printing something. Most the most popular one has to do with hello world. Okay. For me, my first programming language was in Python. It was JavaScript, right? Using JavaScript to print hello world. So it was fun. It was fun. But then it's also good to learn Python, right? To understand Python. So just hit print hello world, right? And it gets you whatever you are looking for. So in Python, we use the print function to display output. Okay, so typical example, let's say, uh, so it means that we can print anything at all that you want to print. So you use this and with this quotation, and then now you can type anything at all, right? So it's something like my name is okay. My name is okay. Something like I am a programmer, or I am an AI ML engineer, right? And then you run the code. So once you run it, it means that Python is going to see. So you see what you feed the system. So it's kind of a baggage in, baggage out system, right? Whatever you feed it, that is what you get. Okay, yeah. So the same concept with AI. AI to baggage in, baggage out. Whatever you feed it, the same thing you get as an output. So we did some examples here during the last training. So these are all some of the examples that you can do. And then we print. We can also print numbers as well, right? So I believe you can. If you don't have Jupyter notebook, you can just have a collab and you will learn along, right? Yeah. So let's print something like a number. Okay, so 40. So it's a number, you don't add any quotation to it, you just print it, right? And Python understands it that way. Because that's the syntax, we call something Python syntax. Languages or some rules and some guides that Python really understands when you are working with it. And you can also print both string and number. So we printed I am 20 years of age. So I am, and the quotation, comma 20, comma 20 years of age, right? So you have I am 20 years of age. So print Pamela is 25 years of old. Pamela was one of the students when we were doing this. So we used our own um, typical examples or real life details for the examples you see here. So that's it. So you can try this exercise. You can try this exercise. Try to write the codes here, right? So print your full name, print your university name, print I am a future Python developer, right? So try this exercise. I mean, it's good. So now chapter 3, we are learning about variables and data types. So what are even variables? So variable is like a labeled box where you store information. Okay, what I mean by that is that so you have, so assuming you have like a family, right? Like a family, and you have plenty people in the family. You have Kofi, Aman, Johan, blah blah blah. There are a lot in the family, right? Now we need something to box them. We need um one variable. We need one name, right? That we can say, all this family belongs to this, or this family is called this, right? So we can say, oh, these are Asona family. Okay, we can say these are Agona family, right? We can say, oh, these people are Ashantis. These people are Aken. So once you call Aken, so you are going to see all people of Aken, right? So that is how variables looks like. So variables works that way, right? So we provide a labeled box where we store information. So you store information, and mostly they are related or like information, right? Yes. So that is how variables looks like. So let's see typical example. As I said, so there are some rules for naming a variable, right? So we must start with a letter or underscore, right? And cannot start with a number. So you can't do um, so this is what I mean by variable. So you can say name, right? And you can say Evans, okay, right? And we can print name. You can print name, right? So we get Evans. So what this is doing is that this time around we are not printing only Evans, but we are saving Evans to this. So once you call this, it print out Evans, right? So it means that if I want to change the name here, I don't have to touch this name. I just have to change this one, right? So why we do this is because when you have plenty or bunch number of code, right? So let me show you something. Um, so something like this project, for instance, okay, and then come on, okay, let's see okay, so let's assume this project, right? So looking at this number of codes, okay, this is even small, right? We could have like thousands of lines of codes, right. So now the whole idea about variables is this, okay. So assuming we have intron tts url, right, save to this, right, and assuming, so this is our variable, okay, this is our variable, and now we want to change this. Okay, wherever we call this, you don't have to go inside the code one by one and be replacing wherever this link is being called, right? All that we have to do is we change it once here. We change it once here, and that's it. It affects the entire code. We do it this way. If not this way, and you just use this, right, without the variable. Okay, anytime you want to change this something here, you need to go inside the code and change it one by one. So assuming you have thousands of millions of code lines of code, you have to go through, change this, change that, change this, change that, right? So that's a lot of work, right? And that's also a bad way of coding. You become a bad programmer. Okay, yeah. So with this, we just change here, and it affects wherever this one was called, right? Yeah. So that is about variables. And um, we have data types, right? So we have the four basic data types. So we have a string. So this is a string, right? This any anything within this quotation. The quotation too could be double quote or single quote, right? So let's try single quote and see how it works. So let's print you see this is single quote, right? Accra. Right, so any of them do work. In Python you can use any, but depending on the programming language, some languages single quote means something and double quote also do mean something, right? So you just have to take note, but in Python it accepts both the single quote and then the double quote. So we have strange, that's a text, right? It's in a text form. We have integer, that's a whole number. So the number that we printed, right, that's an integer. And we have a float. Float is simply a decimal. And we have a boolean. Boolean is true or false, right? So you can say, is this true or false, right? So you can say Kofi is a Ghanaian, true or false, you know. And float is anything that has a point, a decimal is a float. So 2.5, 3.6, 7.5, they are all floats, right? So these are the basis data types that we have in programming, right? This cut across every programming languages have these four basic data types. So integers, we printed integer. Okay, so I think this was when I was explaining this concept, right? So as you can see, integer int, so age 30, print age, right? So this is our integer. So you can save the age to the variable and we print, and we can also print the 50 direct, right? Yeah. So and looking at the float, we save 40.62 a new age and we printed new age, right? So and there's a string, right? Yes. And so we are creating variables where we are going to print the all the data types that we learned about, right? So we have name, this is our string. We have this is our integer, this is our decimal, right? Float, and this is our boolean, right? Yes. So boolean is basically true or false. Either true. If something is true, then if something is not true, then it's false. If it is not false, then it is true. So that's how this works, right? And we can also print the type of um, the variable you have, right? So let me show you how it works, right? So you print, then you open bracket type, right? So type will print the data type of that thing, whatever you have written there. You can print type and it will tell you what kind of data type it is. So print type, let's print height, and let's see what's the height you have up there. What do you have? Oops, height is not defined. Okay, I think we have to run this before. Yeah, so it's a float, right? It's a float. Because 1.65 is a float, yeah. So this is the data type that we have. So variable can be updated or reassigned. So this is what I was explaining, right? This is what I was explaining. So print score before, and then print score after. So let's see how this works. So if you do 20, here, 20 here, right? So you have 20, and then score after we have 100. You understand? Yeah. And we can also assign multiple variables at once, so we have x, y, z, and 10, 20, 30, right? So this is actually using, because something like index, right? So it means that uh x belongs to this, y belongs to this, and z belongs to this, right? So the index of this x is 0, and it picks this, and this one index picks this. So the matching do work like that, right? So we printed this, okay. And in other words too, you can also do it this way, right? You can just do it this way as well, and both of them to make sense. So a equals to b equals to c equals to 0. So it means that a is b, b is c, and c is 0. So therefore all we have is 0, okay. So assuming we use 10, right? So we use 10, 10, 10, 10, right? So because a and b are the same, b and c are the same, c and a are the same, and c is 10. So therefore the rest will be 10, 10, 10, 10 each, right? And we have type conversion, so changing from one type to another. Sometimes Python stores a number as a text, and we need to convert it, right? So typical example is this, right? So we have this number, number as text is 42, and I told you this is a string, isn't it? Yeah, this is a string, and then we are going to convert this string, right, into an integer, okay. So print type number as text. What do you think we will get? We can write it down before we run it. You can write it down to guess, to see if you get it right? So print type, well, basically we are going to get a string, right? So then the actual number, we said int number as text. So we are creating a new variable, and then we are converting this string into an integer, right? So int number as text, right? As you can see here, then we printed the second one, and then we printed the actual plus 8. Why? Because we've converted. So let me print this one for you to see, right? So 42 plus 8 is 50, okay. But then assuming we didn't convert it, and we try to print it. So let me show you what I mean. So assuming we did this, right? So let me copy this. So we did this plus what, 8, right? So this plus 8 is the same as this that we've written here. Or if you get confused, let me copy this so that you understand the same thing. Sorry. So the same thing, right? Same concept. Yeah. So let's print this and see what we get. Alright, so I think the conversion already works. So it affect this one. So but then let me do it before this run, right? So okay. Alright, so number as text is 42, and then we are printing actual plus 8. Okay, so let's do this 50 or okay, so we are using this, that is right. So let's use this one, right? Right, we are getting error. So it means that we can't add a string to a number. Okay, it won't be possible. So before you do this, unless you convert it into a number before you can add. If not, so there's a way we concatenate. Concatenation means that it you are joining two strings, right? You can join two strings, and that's possible. So type error, you can only concatenate string, not int, right? To string. So before you'll be able to add this, right? So it means that this is a different data type, and this is a number, and a string and a number cannot be added, right? So assuming you want to add a plus b, a plus 8, so a plus 8 won't give you anything. It will give you 8 or something like that using concatenation, So this is a string. So there's no way you'll be able to add these two, right? So you need to convert this into a number. Then it becomes a number. So you can add this 8 to 42, right? So that is why it works with this instead of this. Okay. Yeah. So we have some common conversion functions, right? So we print and we convert this used to be, this is a boolean, isn't it? Yeah. So we converted this boolean into an integer. We converted, so whenever you bring, I think most of the programming language, C plus plus or so, always you need to define the data type to whatever you are printing, right? But Python will auto detect the data type for you. But some of the other languages, you need to specify them, right? So assuming you don't know your data types, it's going to be a very headache for you. But with Python, it's direct. You don't have to specify anything. It auto detects it for you. So int 3.9, you see, we converted it. So 3.9 is 3 now, integer, right, from a boolean. And we printed float of 5. So 5 became 5.0, Yeah, so that is how we did this, right? So look at the boolean, print bool hello. So is it actually true that this contain hello? It is true. If it is something like empty, let's do this, right? False. It contain nothing. Nothing is here, right? So by here we get true. So try and also do this exercise. You create a variable called city and store the name of your city, right? So as I said, or you can create a variable called country Ghana, and you save most cities to the variable, right? So city, and store the name of your city, right? So maybe city. So if you say called a variable called city, it means that you do this. City is your variable, and then what is your city name? If it is Accra or Kumasi, then Kumasi, alright? So this is all that we are trying to say. Okay. Yeah, so try and do this exercise 3, and if you face any challenge, you hit me up. So chapter 4, getting input from the user. Alright, so when you are doing something like a Momo, alright, the system take input from you, because when you enter *170#, it comes, the next thing is you need to enter something 1 or something, then it continue 2, it continues, right? So the same concept that we have here. Okay, as I said, if you're able to understand this, you understand how system works, you understand how AI work, you understand the petty things that you need to understand in basic programming, right? So this is, so think this as Momo. I believe everybody has interacted with Momo one way or the other, right? So you enter 170#, and then the prompt can, maybe you are checking balance, you hit 6, right? So that's your input. So once you hit 6, the system will do its background, it operates, it works within the instruction given to it. So what instruction is given to 6? 6 is checking balance. Then we check balance. Maybe 1, enter pin, 2, do this. So once you do, you continue like that. right? So that is exactly what we are going to learn here. So getting input from the user. So far we've been printing things, but real programs also need to receive information from a user, right? So as I told you, so we use the inputs, right? We use input function for this. So this is a function. Anything you see with this pin bracket is a function, Yeah. So typical example is this, right? So we are going to load this and see how it works. So enter your name. So maybe Ima, right? And then so hello Ima. How is this working? Let me bring this down and show you. So we state our variable, right? So something like let's use city. Okay. City goes to inputs. So we are taking input. This input means that we are accepting something from a user. We are accepting the user to do something, to input a data or make something like enter something, right? The system is expressing something from the user before it can act. So enter your city, maybe city's name. Don't know if the English is correct. And then, right, so you get something like this. So what are we printing? So let's print my city. Okay, I come from, right? I come from, then we do this, then we use city, call city here, right? Yeah, I think that's it. So I come from something, I come from something. So let's print this and see what you get. Okay, so city Accra. Let me run it again. City Accra. We had an error, or city is not defined. Okay. All right. So you see, naming conversion to is very important. Naming in Python, right? Capital letter city with capital C is not the same as city with small c. Okay. City with ending with capital Y is not the same as city ending with small y. So you have to take note of that. So let's change one of them. So let's make this small. And then let's run it again. This time let's use Kumasi. And then so I come from Kumasi. I hope you see you are following. Yeah, I know you are following. So that's it, right? So I come from Kumasi. You get Kumasi like that. Why are we getting this? Okay, I wish you were in a class where someone could explain. Okay, I think during the training, Ebenezer did explain this part. So why this city? Why this coming like this? Let's explain. Let's see. We have this variable, right? So we save all this to this variable, and we have input. So if you see input, it means that input is accepting something from a user. As I told you, accepting input from a user. I hope you know input, right? So this is the input. Enter your city's name. So typical example is like enter your Momo pin, right? So once you enter your city's name, then we print. Remember that we said this is a string. So whatever you enter here, this is what you get, right? And comma. Now we are bringing in a variable here, right? So this is a variable. So whatever input that we give to this variable, we print it. So that is why we get I come from Kumasi, right? So enter your city's name, Then we entered Kumasi, and then we printed I come from Kumasi. Yeah, so that is how this work. And so it continue like that. So this one too, I think we did age, right? So enter age. I am 19 years old. Yeah, 19 years old, schoolboy. 19 years. So in 10 years you will be 29, right? So this is what this is doing. So we took this our age text. So we accepted the age. You enter your age, and we converted the age into an integer because this is a string, right? You remember, it's a string. So we needed to convert it into an integer. Okay. If we were not adding anything here, we could have just leave it like that, right? We could. This is what I mean. Assuming, oh, calm down. Yeah. So this is what I mean. So all right. So we have the same thing here. Age test, input, enter age, blah blah blah. Now we are not converting anything, so we can just do this. We can delete this and delete this too, right? So we can say I am okay. So I am dash years old, right? So let's see, 20, right? I am 19 years old. Okay, so this is what I mean. But this is coming as a strange, and you can leave it like that, right? But age, well, mostly age is actually we term it as strange because we don't normally do something to age. We don't add up ages, right? Yeah. So in real project, in most cases, you can just make age as a strange, okay? Because you can, unless maybe you are, it depends on what you are doing. Like typical example is this one. We needed to add something to it. So in 10 years you'll be 29. So in 10 years you will be age plus 10. So what is the age we have? We said 19. So 19 plus 10, 29, right? Exactly that. So now I believe you are following, yeah. So try to keep trying. The best way to learn is not to follow. Okay, the best way to learn is practice. As you do, you also practice. So this is an exercise for you. Make sure you complete this exercise. Build a simple personal info form. So ask the user for their name and for their age as an integer, and ask for their favorite subjects, and then you print the summary, right? So Alex is 20 years old and loves mathematics. So I think this is a great exercise to complete. Yeah. Yeah. Now chapter 5, we have numbers and math operations. So Python is great at math. It computes. We use it for crazy math, right? Yes, a lot of mathematicians do use Python for their mathematical computations. So we have operator. This, I believe, this is not new to anybody, right? We are all we pass through kindergarten, primary, JHS, so addition, subtraction. So it's the same concept, the same thing that the same thing happening here. So you have addition here. It's a plus, isn't it? Subtraction is minus, multiplication is this, division. Just that here we don't use division, you don't use the dash and then the colon, right? And the dot. We use this, we use the slash, right? And floor division we use double, okay? And module. So module is the one we say 5 mode 6, mode, yeah. And I know all of us, mode, okay? So 10 mode 3 is 1. Why 9? Why 1? Because 3 times 3 is 9, remainder 1. So that's it. Exponent. So 2, we use 2 star. So 2 star star 8. 2 raised to the power 8 is 256, right? Yeah. So these are basic mathematical computations that we did. You can just give it a try. We did the mode, right? So print 10 mode 2. What do you think this answer will be? 10 mode 2 is what? So you're going to print it, but write the answer down before you make sure you got it right. And 7 mode 2 is also what? So let's print it. You get 0. Why? Because 10 mode 2 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. Remember 0, right? 7 mode 2 is 1. Why? Because 2, 3, 6. Remainder 1. Yeah. And we have shortcut assignment. We assigned x to 10, and then we did x plus or equals to 5. Let me explain this a little bit. So we can say x equals to 40, and then we come here to also say that x equals to x plus 5, right? And then let's print x. We get 45. Why? Because, and remember, Python do it execute from line to line, right? So it first execute this, keep this in memory, and then come to the next line, right? So there's no way it's going to only execute this, okay? So if it execute this alone, we are likely to get error, right? Because it won't be able to know this variable. So it first execute this. It knows that 40 is x is 40. It keeps that in mind. Then we came to define another variable here, x plus 5. So 40 plus 5, 45, right? We don't want to write this x equal to x plus 5. That is why we did this, right? So we did x plus or plus equals to 5, and you get the same answer, okay? You get the same answer. So whenever you are coding, if you don't want to do it like I did, that's too basic, right? You do it this way, simple. X plus or equals to, it means that x plus x plus or equals to 5, right? Plus equal to 5. So we're adding these two. So 40 and this 40 and this 5. Right? We add them to get the final answer. So that's what we see here. And you see here, right? And this is division. So built-in math functions. We also have built-in math functions, right? So this is very important for those who want to proceed to become programmers or work in companies, because as I told you during the first class, whenever you your entry jobs, right, mostly you do this coding test, and this built-in function mostly comes in, so you need to keep them in mind, research, and get to know more about them. So we have absolute value, right? So absolute, the same thing that absolute, it removes a negative value, right? Negative sign. So the same thing that we do when you have a value, and you can do this, right? You can do, where is the slash, this maybe negative 50, this, right? I believe this is absolute, isn't it? Yeah. So you do this, you are getting 50, right? Yes. So that is what absolute is. Removes any negative sign. So we call it ABS, absolute. And round is you are rounding a number, right? And it follows the same concept that if it is more than 5, you run it to the nearest whole number, the largest. If it is below 5, down, right? So the same concept. and round. So this one to we are rounding it to two decimal place, right? So if you see 3 here, it means that this is going to be, let me run it and see, right? So we are having 314, so we are running it to the two decimal place, right? And then we are printing max, the maximum of these three values. So what is the maximum? 10. Minimum is 3, right? And power, so power is same as 2 power 10. So 2 power 10 is this. If you don't want to write print 2 power 10, right? So here's what I mean. Print 2 xx 10, right? You are getting the same thing. But if you don't want to be doing this, you can do it this way, right? Simple as that. So these are all built-in functions that Python automatically understand. They are more, so just research about them and you get to know them. And we have some mass modules for more advanced operations, right? So you need to import mass, right? So import mass. So we have square roots, we have pi, we have floor, always rounds down. So no matter, floor is always coming down, right? So no matter the value. So let me those doing computer science or IT, I think you will learn this. You learn floor, you learn seal, you learn factorial and the rest, right? So even I think even basic maths, yeah, it is there. So no matter if, yes, even if it is 4.99999, it will come down, right, to the nearest whole number, right? That's the list, and the series, the app, right? So with this app, this is low, and you all know factorial, right? So factorial of 5, 5 times 4 times 2 times 3 times 1, going like that. Yeah. So so let's also do this exercise. You write a program that asks the user for two numbers. You've already tackled input, accepting input from a user, alright? So you write a program that asks the user for two numbers and print their sum, difference. Difference, right? Difference, subtraction, products, multiplication, and division, right? Yeah. And ask the user for a number and tell them if it's even or odd using this mode. Right? So know your definition of even numbers, odd numbers. So even numbers are blah blah, division of 2 without a remainder, odd numbers are this. Yeah. So know your definition. So if you know them, you'll be able to program it to, if you know, whenever you divide something, even numbers are remainder 0, then you know how to go about it, right? And if you don't know the meaning, there's no way you can do this. You can't compute it, right? So that's why during the first day I was saying this, that it's very important um, to understand your domain, right? If you want to get the best out of AI, understand the domain before if you understand the domain, you know exactly what you are doing and what you need from the AI. Okay, so over here you need to understand what is even numbers, what is odd numbers, before you'll be able to compute it. And we calculate the area of a circle with radius 7. So this is the formula. You use the pi, right? So you have, this is the formula for calculating for the radius 7, isn't it? And we have pi. And what is pi? This is the formula for pi, right? And we know pi value is 3.14159 blah blah blah, yes. And then we are telling you that we've given you your radius is 7. So you have your pi and we have your radius, then you can calculate. Alright, so work on it. Okay, now chapter 6, strings, working with text. So a string is any sequence of characters, letters, numbers, symbols, spaces. It's always surrounded by code, as I said. I think we've already covered this. So as I said, you can have double quotes, you can have single quotes, and you can have triple quotes, right? So triple quotes is basically when you are writing like on the next line, you want to proceed to the next line. So what I mean is this: if you do print and you do this, I am Kofi. Yep. So let's continue. What are we doing? So then you continue like this. You see, it is not working, right? Yeah. So unterminated string, right? We terminated it, right? So it won't work. So if you want to do this to work, okay, you use the three quotation, right? So three. Let's use three, right? Before it works. So that is what you see down here. Yeah. And we have strange concatenation. So as I told you, joining two strings together, we call it concatenation, right? So first good, second morning, combined, first plus and second, right? So print combined. So I hope you are guessing what we are going to get, right? So good morning. This is just a space, right? This is just adding a space to it, so you get a good morning. Yeah. And we have strange repetition. So print ha three times, right? So you get ha ha ha. Yeah. So let's see, right? Ha ha ha. Print this 30 times, you get that. So this is mostly when you are coding and you want to make your code look more structured, right? So we normally I myself I normally use this a lot, right? Divider to divide my sometimes my headings like titles, yeah. So we can do ha ha ha. So let's do he 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 or he he he. So I like pretty palm. So let's do like he he he. I know some people who laugh like that. He 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 he. So 5 times. He 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 he. See, so this is interesting. All right. We have length. Get the length, number of characters of a string. This is also very important. It's very it's this is very important because it appears in most of the tests that you do. I mean, the entry coding text, right? Length of this, length of that. They are not going to tell you this is length though, but you have to understand the question, and you have to understand that, okay, so I need to use length here, right? Yeah. So the number of characters within this, okay, so word, we have Python. How many characters do you have here? Right, so 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so that is 11. Sentence, how many do we have here? We have 1 2, the space is part, right? This space is part. 1 2 3 4. In programming, everything you see is something. This is something. This is something. It represents by um, a numerical value. Okay, so even a space do has a rep in there. Okay, so I love programming. You don't only count I, then you leave the space. Love you. The space is important here. It's something. So it's part. So I space love o. So that's how the counting works, right? So that's length. Length is basically the number of characters. We have indexing. So indexing assesses individual characters. Position starts from 0 always. So we have Python, right? This is a Python. And so this is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5, right? But they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are 6 characters, but with index it is 5. Okay, why that? Because when always you are counting index, the first character is 0 and 1, 2, continuous like that. Okay, but with negative indexing, it starts from the end. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like that. So if you are saying this one, for instance, so let's do something here. So something like mm, so let's use the name. Okay, John Evans Archery, right? That's my full name. And then we want to print name. So this is how we use to access index, right? There's open bracket. So be also take note of the bracket too. Okay, there's one bracket we left here. So this is index. What index are we accessing? Let's do 5 and let's see what is index 5. Error. Okay, alright. So armor. So it is on index E, right? Position E. So let's see if it is true. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So 5 is that. So that's indexing, right? You got it. So let's say we use negative 5. Index of negative 5 is K, right? So where is K? 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know. Yep. Okay. Okay. So we call something to slicing, right? So you're extracting a part of a string. So so we have start, end, and end is not included, right? So what we mean is that if you say print word, so we are printing from 0 to 4. Okay, from 0 to 4, it means the 4 is not part. So we are going to get, with programming, we are going to get from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, you get this, right? This 4 is not part, so we get prog. Okay, and print word 4 henceforth. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get amen. Amen will be the output for this, right? And this one is before 4. So before 4. So anything before the fourth one, we so index 3. Where is index 3? 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So everything here. Okay, and so let's print this and see what we get, right? So prog, as I said, ramen, and prog again, palming. I don't know what is palming, I don't know what is prog, and the rest. So this one 4, so 0, 1, 2, 3, prog, right? And this is ramen, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So that's it. So ramen. And this one up to the fourth one, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So prog. And this one is every second character, right? So P, um we ignore this O, we ignore this R, we ignore this M, we ignore this I, we ignore this G, right? So that is how this is done, and this is also very important. Take note, it is very important, because sometimes you want to print, it will tell you to slice, be like, oh, this is that, this is this. We use the first four numbers, four characters to do this, or extract the first four characters to add to something, yeah. So it happens most cases, so take note of slicing. And we have string methods, so these are all built-in tools in string, right? To text we have hello world, hello Python word, right? So we have dot upper, dot lower, dot strip, yeah. So what is dot upper? Dot upper is actually it's converting it into uppercase, right? And dot lower is converting it into lowercase. Dot strip is remove every space, right, from both ends. So you see this, there's space here, this one to the space here, right? Most cases, when we're working and there are extra spaces, the system rejects, right? So always we need to remove the extra spaces around them, okay? Yeah, because looking at this becomes something different on its own, isn't it? If you are counting these spaces will count, right? So as I said, empty spaces to count. So this is 0, 1, okay, before we get 2. But if there are no spaces here, so this whole thing is not the same as without the spaces, okay? Yeah, so take note. So we convert everything into capital uppercase, we convert everything into lowercase. So we strip, right? And over here we strip and we place a word. So let me print this and we see what we are doing here, okay? So everything changed to uppercase, right? Python, hello Python world. And here everything changes to lowercase, right? Hello Python. So you see where they start, because there's a space here, okay? There's empty space here, there's a space here, right? And over here we've stripped the space, so that is why you can see this here, right? There are no extra traces here, okay? And what this third one is doing is this: we are replacing Python with amazing, right? So this is how we replace something, okay? We use replace. Replace tools is a built-in method, so we use a replace to replace anything at all. So it could be can say C++, right? And we get hello C++ word instead of Python word, isn't it? Yeah. And here we split into list at comma. So we are splitting whatever we have here into two, right? So we have hello, and we have with a comma, and then we have what? Python word, Bob, and so this is a boolean, right? So true or false. Does it end with this? Does it end it? So look at here. We strip first. We strip, okay. And the second, we are asking if it starts with hello. Does it start with hello? It's true, isn't it? It's true. But if we feel we fail to strip, so let's remove this strip there, and let's see what we get. Take note, it was true. It's false, right? Why are you getting false? Because it doesn't start with hello. It starts with something here, empty, right? Yes. So that's why you are getting false, okay? So that's all about the true or false, the boolean, and why indexing is very important, right? Yeah. And we have f-string. So the best way to put variables inside a string is using f-string, right? So this is my favorite. I mostly use. We have so many ways of doing this, but for me, I use F string. Right. So let's look at F string. So we have any name alias, age and blah blah. So old way, the way we used to do it, right? But people do still go by this. It makes sense. It's not wrong, right? You are right. But then easiest way for you to do is using F string. Okay. So F string means that you can do let's do something like my name equals to John, and my age is 19 years old, and my city is Koforidua, right? I'm an Eastern region guy, so yeah. Now I want to print everything. I want to print my name is John, I am 19 years old, and I come from Koforidua, right? So the old way that we could have done it is using print, then we do my name is, then we do plus, let me copy this before I get an error. Okay, it's very boring. And then my name is John, I am, okay, so age what, years old, right? Yeah, 8 years old. And then I come from, and then you do city, right? City. Let's see if this work. I have an error. Okay, open close bracket. Still, Koforidua is not defined. Okay, it should be a string. Oh, so this should be a string. This should be a string. Cannot only concatenate string, not ends. Okay. Alright, so let's convert this into a string. You see how programming works? This is the real thing. This is the real deal, right? We all make mistake. You are going to mess up so many times. Yeah. And then yeah. So my name is this is 19 years old. No, it's attached to the years. Okay, I think yeah. What is this? Is John, and I am. Yeah, I think this looks good. It looks good. Yeah. So my name is John. John should be let me add some. Alright, so my name is John. I am 19 years old. I come from Koforidua, right? See the struggle I just went through. It's a messy one. How to do this, do that. It's a lot. So this is boring, right? So let's do the other way. Okay, let's try the other way around. Let's use F string, right? So we're going to use the same example, but this time around we will do print, and then we do F you bring f first, so that's a string, right? So you just write straight my name is, then you bring this, and then um, you bring your curly brackets, copy, you paste. Okay, my name is this, and I am same thing, age, years old, and I come from where? Koforidua, yeah. Then you close it. Alright, so unterminated f string literal detected at line 1. So what are we saying? Okay, so unterminated, we open this double quote here, but we didn't close it, right? So we need to close it. Now we have it. Okay, you see how this is simple, right? So we are going through this so that you understand that it's not a straightforward thing, right? You make a mistake, you figure it out. So that's how you have to be able to read error messages and understand, right? Yeah. So print my name is my name is John. I'm 19 years old and I come from Koforidua, right? Yeah, Koforidua. So this and this, which one would you choose? You see the struggle we had here. You need to convert into string. You need to do this, blah blah blah. But over here, everything is in strange, right? Everything is in strange. So it's like a sentence form. You just go pa 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 pa, and you are done. Okay. So that's the difference, right? So the ball is in your hands. If you want to go by this, it's accepted. If you want to go by this, it's accepted. But for me, any day, any time, I don't like the stress I gone through here, so I will use this. So checking if something is in a string, right? So sentence, I love Python programming. So you are going to check if something is within the string. You see, we have this whole string. You want to see if something is here, if lab is here, if Python is here, if programming is here, right? So we print Python in sentence. So this is a sentence. This is Python. Are we getting true or false? I believe we are getting true because Python is here. Print Java in sentence. What are we getting? Is there Java? No, so false, isn't it? Yeah. So we print, we get true, false, true. Okay. Yeah. So this is an exercise for you to do. Create a variable full name with your full name. I hope now you know variables and you know how to create, right? So print it all in uppercase and then all lowercase. So dot upper, dot lower, we learned about it. Print the number of characters in your name, including space. Okay. Print just your first name using slicing. So you slice your first name from the full name. Use an F string to print my name is this, and it has a number characters. So something like my name is this, my GPA is that. My name is this, I have 5 girlfriends, right? So something like that. So try and work on this, okay? Now we have booleans and comparisons. We've tackled booleans already, but this is a little bit deep dive into booleans, right? So a boolean has only 2 possible values, true or false. Booleans come from comparisons, asking Python questions about values. I hope this thing is recording now. Yeah, we've recorded one now so far. Okay, so I'm going to speed up a little bit from this section henceforth. Okay, yeah. So booleans and comparisons. Boolean has 2 possible values, true and false. Booleans come from comparison, asking Python questions about values. So you have the operator is equals to. So it means that if you are comparing if something is true, right? So you can say it means that 5 equals to 5. So 5 is the same as 5. It's true, isn't it? So this is the negative side of it. It's not equals to, greater than, less than, greater or equal to, less than. So the same thing, the things that you know, right? The mathematical computations that you know, the same things. Okay. So let's see something here. Age is 20, has ID, is true. Okay. Now we are print age greater or equals to 18 and has an ID, right? So what do you think we get? First condition is 18 greater or equals to age, true, isn't it? And um has an ID equals to true, yes, of course it does. So I think both will be true. The second one, print age greater or equals to 18. Is 8 greater or equals to 18? That's false, I think, right? And not has an ID. Is it true that it doesn't have an ID? That's a false, because we do have an ID. Print age less than 18. Is age less than 18? Is age less than 18? That's a false, right? Or has an ID? Yes, of course, we do have an ID. So we have this false, we have this true. Print not true. So let's print it, right? So this means that the two conditions must be met, and we use and, right? And the two conditions must be met. But over here, we are getting true because only one condition needs to be true. Okay. So if either this or that, one of them has to be true, right? And this is false, but this is true, isn't it? So we have true. But assuming we changed it to and, okay, what do we get? False. Why? Because this is false and this is true, therefore it is false. Or means that one of them must be true. So we have true. You can compare strangers too, right? So password. So this is how your password is being compared. So you enter password and you get wrong password, right? This is how it is being done. So print password equals to user. So you can take a user input, or you can save a password as a user input, right? And then you accept a password. So if it matches it, then you are good to go. If it doesn't match it, then you have a problem, right? Yeah. So you can do that. You can do that. I trust you. Say you can do it. So try it and let's see what you get. Okay. I hope you understand. So something like this. Password is this secret 123, right? And then you do user input. So user input. So you take input. You know the input that this, right? So something like enter your password, right? Enter your password, isn't it? Then this one will be off. So once the person enter the password, you have to compare it to this one. If this is true, then true. If it is not the same as this, then false. Simple as that, right? Yeah. So try it and let's see. Okay. So you are going to do this exercise as well. Create two variables, my score equals to 75 and passing score equals to 50, right? So print whether my score is greater than passing score. Okay. Create is enrolled true and check if the student passed and is enrolled. So this is a bonus one. Check if the score is between 60 and 80. Oh, sorry. So try and do this. Chapter 8, we have making decisions, if else. Okay. So if this is it, do this. Okay. So this is purely conditional programming, right? Back then times, this is how codes were being written. Okay, this was the pure heart of programming, if else. So you see simple thing, you see plenty code. Right? But right now we have functions, we have classes, so you can just within some few lines we're done. But then times, Charlie, for right, if else, if Kofi is this, then do this. Elif do this. Elif do that. Else do this. Yeah. So, but it's fun. It's actually a way to understand how system works, and even still it being used, right? Yeah. So key rules in Python, the condition is followed by a colon. This colon, right? This colon. So whenever there is if colon, elif colon, else colon, the code inside the block is indented. Okay, so you see this. Once we hit enter, it should auto indent it for you. If it doesn't do, just hit the tab and it will do that for you, right? If this one is being pushed here, it won't work, right? Yes. So if condition, then this, elif another condition, else. So if none of these are met, right, then this is executed, right? So it's either the first condition is true. If this is false, then this must be true. If this is false, then this will be executed. So this is like ending the loop, right? Yes. So let's take an example. Basic if statement, we have temperature is 35, and we're saying that if temperature is greater than 30, print it is hot outside, bring water, right? Yeah, so let's see. Alright, so it is hot outside, bring water. Why? Because we use a condition here. Temperature is 35, isn't it? And we are saying that if temperature is greater than 35, and of course it is greater than 30, right? If temperature is greater than 30, print this. So let's say temperature is not greater than 30. So let's do it. Let's do 45, and let's see what we get. Why are we getting nothing? Because nothing. Okay, temperature is not greater than 40, and there is no else statement. You say if this is true, print. We didn't say else do this, right? So in other sense, we can say else print it's code outside. Can do this, and then we say that print. You can use the triple quotation for this, right, without using more printing. Print bring. What should they bring? Blanket, right? If it is cold, bring blanket. It's cold outside, bring blanket. Okay, so if the code, it means that the temperature is 35 and this is if it is greater than this, print this. So this is the true condition, this is the false condition. So that's it. I think that's the same thing we did here, right? If it is this, else, yeah. So we can do multiple. So this is how you can do your grading system, right? Ask Pamela work on a grading system recently, and I helped her do it. We did it in, I think, C++. Yeah, I think level 100 IT UPSA, they are doing C++. So we used C++ to do grading system. So you see conditions like this. Okay, if score is greater than 90, grade A, elif. So we did this during and remember this is an F string, right? F string. So yeah. So score is 72, grade is C. How did we get this? Which condition was met? Okay, so score is 72, we met condition this, right? Why did we get this? We said if score is greater than 90, score is not greater than 90, isn't it? It is 72. And if score is greater than 80, false. Score is greater than 70, of course, right? So it falls within this range, okay? And if score is greater or equals to 60, right? But this was met, so this will be chosen, right? Yes. So assuming this is not there. Yeah. So we grade D, isn't it? Yeah. So far as this is the grade C, right? So and this is a bad way of doing it. Okay. No. So what if you mistakenly skip this, and it means that you are giving a person D instead of maybe getting C, right? Yes. There are better ways of doing this, but this is purely basic. But you understand, right? Yeah. We have nested if, and if inside another if. Okay, so we have if inside if. Nested. If you say something is nested, something living inside something, right? So nested, like an amabu nest, a bird living inside the nest, right? Yeah. So if it's logged in, print welcome back. If it's an admin, print you have admin access, else you have regular access, else print login first. So this is what this is doing. I wish I had a where is it? Okay, I wanted to show you with a raw code. So now we are going to log into our okay, so let's say we have a software, right? You have a software and you log in, okay? So if you log in, you receive this welcome back, right? But then if you log in and you are an admin, it means that you have an admin access, okay? So I have a platform that when you log in, like a real user, you get welcome like a normal user. But if it is me, an admin, right, I get admin access. Like I see more details. I see admin dashboard. I see everything happening within the system plus what you are seeing. You understand? So that's the difference. And if not, then you have a regular access. And if you are not logged in, then you need to log in. So else statement means that you need to log in, right? Yeah, as simple as that. So let's see. Welcome back. You have a regular access, right? So it's login is true. It's admin is false. Let's say it's admin is true, right? So you have an admin access, okay? Yeah. So that's how this is also working. So nested if. Real example, a simple login checker. Okay, so correct password is Python 2025. So the assignment I gave is here. I think you've done with the assignment already, right? Yeah, so let's see. Enter password. So let me enter any password and see the results. Wrong password, access denied. Right? Why? Because so which condition was met? This guy was met, isn't it? Because if entered is equals to remember this correct password. So this is a correct password. So if entered is the input that we took from the user, right? So if entered here is the same as this, okay, then print access granted, isn't it? Else if this is not met, if this is false, then print this. So let's also try it with the answer. Let's see. Enter password. access granted. Right now you can have access to the platform. So this is how login is being, we call it authentication. Authentication, you need to be authenticated inside the platform. Okay, because I can't build my platform and allow anybody to come and filtrate anything, abuse my API endpoints, right? So I need to make sure that you are coming in with something, yeah. And mostly in platforms, websites like this, if you create an account like this and you are being authenticated in, you are issued a token. Okay, so the token is like a visa, right? So you use that visa to have access to the various endpoints or the various APIs within the platform. If you don't have it, you don't have access. You've created an account, right? So it's typical like when you go to somebody's house, okay, and you open the main gate, they allow you access into the main gate, but without the key you can't enter the rooms. Okay, so each room holds a key. So with the key you should be able to enter the room. So the key here is the token, right? Yes. You learn more about this later. So ask the user to enter a number, print whether it is positive, negative, or zero, right? Build a grid calculator, ask for score, print the letter, grid, ABCDF. Ask for, so I think my student, they did this assignment. Yeah, so try it, try your hands on it. Don't use AI, don't use AI. Try it. If you don't understand something, play the video and redo it, alright. Yeah. So chapter 9 is lists. So a list is a collection of items stored in a single variable. Think of it as a shopping list, right? Ordered, changeable, and can hold any types. So we had fruits, okay, fruits, a banana, mango. So remember indexing. With lists, we are not indexing A, B, C, D. We are indexing this. This is a list, right? This is a list. So this is index 0. The whole of this is index. The whole of this is index 0. The whole of this is in the index 1. The whole of this is index 2, right? Yeah. So not like we used to do index A, B, no. So items are in order, right? Ordered. You can change, add, and remove items. Mutable. So lists are mutable. If you say, if they ask you, is listed mutable? Yes, it is, because you can change, you can remove, and you can add something to it, right? Yeah, so that is a list. List is the mutable. Mutable means that you can manipulate the list in there. Okay, so this one you can delete something. You can, so this we are going to learn something like pop, this kind of stuff, add, and the rest, right? Yeah. And so creating lists, so fruit, apple, banana, blah blah blah, numbers. So these are all, this is a list, this is a list, right? Empty list. Okay, so it accepts this, right? Strange, numbers, boolean, and decimal, right? Yeah. So that is how this works. Oh, I should print. Oh, it's a work. Oh. Yeah, it's a work. Yeah. So accessing items by index, same as the strange, right? Like the one we learned, earlier. So we have apple, banana, mango, orange, isn't it? So we are going to print the index position of this list. And I told you that apple is index 0, banana is index 1, mango is index 2, orange is index 3. So we do print fruits 0. What are we getting? Apple, isn't it? Banana is on index what? 1, right? Not 2. 2 is not banana. 2 is mango, right? Yeah. And slicing. So slicing works too over here. So we are slicing the first from the first one. So 0, 1, this, okay, You remember the last one is always ignored, right? So this and this, isn't it? Yeah. So you print, you get like that. So as I said, we are going to modify the list. Okay, so we have fruit, apple, banana, mango. So fruit one, grape, print fruits, right? So let's see. Okay, so um fruit is apple, banana, mango. We are replacing. Let me show you how this is working. Right. Okay, so we have names, right? So names. Let's do Kofi Yao. Kwame, right? I have Kwame. Okay. Okay, so we have these names, and we want to manipulate these names, right? We want to replace a name with another name. You know, it happens a lot in coding, right? Mostly you want to replace something, you know, yeah. So assuming we have a company and we have a list, right? We have the names of the companies, names. We have the members' name. So a list, plenty list, and then we want to one guy we mistakenly he's taking 1,000 Ghana cedis, but we mistakenly made it 10,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, Kojo, and then we want to change Kojo's name to Abena, because Abena is supposed to be getting that money. You understand? And now we've done with all our coding, our logic, and everything. So are you going to go into the code one by one to change Koju's name to Abena? No. Okay, so we can just use this because definitely you have the names as in a list, right? So you can just use something like this. So let's change Kojo, who doesn't deserve that 10,000 Ghana cedi. He deserves 1,000. We can do names and index. Where is index Kojo? I don't even have Kojo here. So let's assume Kojo is Yao. Okay. So where is Yao located? Or let's use Kwame. So where is Kwame located? So Kwame is on 0. Remember 0, 1, 2, right? So index 2. Okay. And we change it to, because it is Abena. Okay. It is Abena who is supposed to get that money, 10,000, not good. Okay. So now let's print names. We are printing the names to see if we still have Kwame in there or Kwame is gone. So now we have Abena being replaced Kwame, who is taking 10,000 instead of 1,000, right? So now Abena is in her right position, right? So you see, coding is very simple. Yeah, very simple. Understand the basics, okay, and we are good to go. So adding items, it means that we are going to add items to the list. We call something append. Append is adding items to a list. So append is it will add the item to the next one, right? So we have apple, banana, mango. So mango will be added to this, okay. Fruit insert. So insert is, insert. Please don't think the other insert. Oh, this is coding insert, okay. Yeah, so insert means that we are inserting something. So insert, you can specify the location, right? The index where you want to insert this, right? So over here we said index 1, isn't it? Yeah, position 1, right? So you have apple, then we have this cherry, and then banana, right? And the mango we appended. You remember? Yeah. Insert is not replace, so we are not replacing banana. We are inserting. It means that we will keep the existing data here, but we will add this to this position, because 0 1 1 will be here, right? And then we continue on 2, and then mango will be 3, isn't it? Yeah. And extend, okay, extend is adding multiple items at the end, right? So let me print this and see how it works. Okay, so you have banana, apple, mango, because we appended. Whenever you are appending something, you are adding a name to it, right? So that's append for you. And we have insert. Insert is, so you can even do 2. You can insert it at index 2 or position 2, right? So what do you think will happen? So 0 1 2, so it means that this guy will come here, isn't it? Let's see, right? You see it's here, right? So that's insert for you. And extend is adding multiple lines to the end. Take note, append is adding 1. Append can only add 1 to 8, but extend is you can add multiple, right? Yes. Kiwi, lime, and the rest, So the same thing we can do with our names here. Okay, so we can say names dot append, right? And what are we appending? Let's append myself, because I'm not here, so let me add myself here. And then okay, yeah, and let's print this and see what we got. Right, Evans has been appended, right? So I'm here. Okay, I'm part of the list now. So for me, I'll be taking 100,000 Ghana cedis, yeah. So haha. And removing items, if you are adding items, we should be able to remove items from the list, isn't it? Yeah. So we have fruits, you have apple, banana, mango, and fruits dot remove, it means that we are removing banana from the list that we have here, right? So fruit dot remove banana, to take banana off. Pop is removing the last item, right? So banana, we have 2 bananas. Okay, let me change this one to, let's say what mango is here, apple is here. Hey. Fruits. Paw. So the pop is going to remove the last one. Pop 0 is this one, you are specifying the index, right? So it's different from this defining this pop. And this remove, you define your remove, what you are removing, isn't it? Yeah. So let's see what we get. So we have banana, apple, mango, and pawpaw, isn't it? Yeah, because we remove banana from it. And over here we did pop removed the last one, pawpaw. So we have alright, so we have apple and mango, because remember we've already removed banana. Okay, yeah. And we also have pop 0. So pop 0 means that index 0, right? So now we have apple and mango. Okay, and now we are removing from index 0 the first one, apple. So now we only have mango left, right? So the fruit that is left for you to eat is mangoes. If you don't like mangoes, then that's unfortunate for you. So useful, so list operations, right? So you have numbers, and if you learn about length, if you learn about sum, mean, minimum, maximum, sorted. Have you learned about sorted? No. Even sum, we did sum, yeah. We did length. I remember this one we did it. Okay, yeah. So length is counting, right? We count the number, how many items. Sum is we're adding everything here, Minimum is finding the least value, maximum is the highest, sorted is arranging from the highest to the lowest to the highest. Print numbers is you are printing everything, right? So yeah, so that's it, right? So that's it. And we have reverse, reverse. A car is reversing, so you are going back. So that's it. And we have check if items exist in the list. So as I said, the one we did with the strange, this time around too, we can do with a list, right? So print mango in fruits. Is mango in fruits? Do you have mango here? This is fruits. And do you have mango inside the fruit list? Yes, mango is here, so it is true. Do you have grape here? Grape. Do you have grape here? No, there's no grape, so it is false, right? Yeah. So print food dot count apples. So you are going to count a number of apples. How many apples do you have here? One, right? So you get one. So let's say I add another apple. Okay, another apple. And then we count. We get apple 2, right? Yeah. So this exercise is here for you to do it. How many? We spend like 1 hour 41 minutes. Wow. I should finish in the next 20 minutes so that 2 hours will be fine. Okay. I don't know, but let's see. But the more we proceed, the more it becomes complex. Tuples. What are tuples? Tuple is a list, like a list, right? But it's locked, immutable. Once created, you can't change it. Remember, we said list is immutable, right? You can't change it. Tuple is locked in, you can't change it. So we have coordinate, uses this. Remember, list uses this, right? Tuples uses this, okay? And tuples you can't change it, right? You are locking. So it's something like you are taking record of something. You've gone to take measurement, you're going to take record, you are recording something important that you don't want it to be changed. You use tuples. Other than that, someone is going to manipulate it and change the values for you, right? So like coordinates, RGB we read, this is constant, right? You don't change it. Days, yeah, single, okay. This is not being whether you are single or in a relationship, please. Accessing items, same as list, so the same concept, right? We use the indexing to access items here. Try to work it on your own. And we can also print so as I said, tuples cannot be changed because they are immutable, right? So let's do something here. Let's see. Tuples are read only, see from accidental changes, right? So okay. So we have tuple unpacking, a very useful Python feature. Assign tuple values directly to variables. So you have location, Accra, Ghana, this blah blah blah. City, Accra, latitude, location, unpack into 3 items. So let's see what this is doing. Alright, so we have location, Accra, Ghana, and this decimal here, right? So you have city, which is Accra, country, which is Ghana, and we have latitude, which is this, isn't it? Yeah, so they all equals to location, right? Yeah. So how about we turn it upside down? I don't know what will happen. I don't think I know. So yeah, we are trying it to see what happens. Oh, okay, it works. All right, so why do we think it worked? Okay, because this equals to this, isn't it? Meaning that this is the same as this, right? Yeah, so it should work. Okay, so swapping variables using tuple unpacking, right? So you have a equals to 10, b equals to 20, print before and So let's see something here. So we are swapping, right? Instead of AB, we are doing BA. Okay, so you know that the one I showed you earlier, A equals to B equals to C equals to this, right? So before we have A equals to 10, B equals to 20, isn't it? We have AB equals to B, right? Then we do so we print before A equals to A, B equals to B, right? But over here we are saying that AB is equals to B. So A will be equals to B and B equals to A. I don't know if you understand. A, you see here we are doing A equals to A, B equals to B, alright? So here it's like A mapping to this and this mapping to that, right? So that's why we have 20, 10. Now dictionaries. Store data as a key value pairs like a raw dictionary where you look up a word key to find its definition value. Okay, so like a student, name Alice, age 21, GPA 3.8. We have keys must be unique, right? So these are all unique, and unique. Hey, these are the keys: unique, and unique. These are the values, right? Yeah. You can't have two keys with the same name. Values can be anything, right? So these are the values, right? So you can it can be anything at all, right? Strangest numbers list, blah blah blah. Dictionaries are ordered since Python 3.7 plus 0. That's the version of Python, right? Yes. So dictionaries means that you have a student, right? You define a student here, and then we are going to create a dictionary. So we are creating a profile for the student, okay? And we don't want to do name equals to this alone, right? Standing alone, right? And that would be a lot of work. But with dictionaries, you can access everything here from this student, right? So there's a profile of one student. There's a profile. So this happens a lot, right? It happens a lot. Creating profiles like this for students, creating profiles for something, right? Maybe a country. You see, a country is Ghana. Their people are black. They speak Twi. You know, you move to Nigeria. They are black. Their capital is Nairobi. They speak Igbo. You understand? So you group them under one umbrella, right? Yes. So that's how dictionary works. Okay, and you can even access each of these ones. You can access them, and you can access the whole from students, right? Yes. So creating a dictionary, as I told you. So let's print this and see the results, right? So you see name Alex, age 21, course IT, age 3.8 is enrolled through, right? So this is all that we have from Alice, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as I said, we can also access the individual keys and values from the list, okay, from the dictionary. So let's say we want to access so print students. Let's do the GPA, right? GPA. Okay. Right. So 3.8, isn't it? So this is the key. So if you want to this is typical example like your grading system, right? Mostly this is how the back end looks like. The grade your records, right? Your records are like this. So when you want to assess something, when you want to see check your grading system, you go in, you enter your student ID, right? So that's the verification with like the authentication. Now you are authenticated in, then you be like check my what do you call it? my GPA, isn't it? So if you call your GPA, this is what's happening. The system will call this, right, to call your GPA from your data here, right, and then show it to you. Bam, you have GPA of this, you have CPU of this, right? So that's it. So these are a bunch of examples that we did, right? Yeah. And yeah, so student email, alice.edu, student age 22, print age, right? So adding and updating values, okay? Are you lost? Student, isn't it? We have the student, right, as the whole list. And now we are accessing the email. Where is the email? Okay, so over here we are adding a new key, right? So student is equals to this is the key, right, the email, right? And then we assigned the email to for the student, isn't it? Yeah. But if you want to change it, you call the student age 22, right? So the age is this, and then you insert the new number. So instead of 2020 to become 22, right? Over here you don't have email, so it will append it, right? You remember append. Okay. Yeah, as I said, append it, right? So as you can see here. Yeah. So pop. You remember pop deleting something, right? Yeah. So student pop GPA. So we are removing GPA. Remove GPA. No. Yeah. We have person name Bob, age 30, city Kumasi. So print person keys, person values, person items. So person, what are the keys? We are going to print name, age, city, person values. You're going to print Bob, 30, Kumasi, right? Items, you're going to print everything here. Length of person, you're going to count the number of people here, right? So let's print it. Yeah, so these are the keys, these are the values, these are everything, right? And we are printing the length, right? We have one, this is one, this is two, this is three, right? So we have three. And name in person, yes, of course, you have name in person. So the same logic, so programming is application of knowledge, okay? If you're able to understand these basis, like that's how you apply the concepts in everything you do. Let me try and see if you could explain something here. This is going to scare you. Let's focus before. So these are all functions, right? These are all functions. This we are importing something from services.ai, right? So this AI, we are importing everything here from this far, right? So that's how we see from AI service.import and import everything, and it means that we are going to use the code here, right? The functions in here as well. So yeah, so as you can see, let's continue before maybe bim. Yeah, so yeah, I think we are done with this part. So nested dictionary, we also have nested dictionary within dictionaries. Okay, so you have name, tech corp, employee, and within the address too we have extra another dictionary within the address, right? Yeah, the dictionary is great too. Like it's how systems um most you see a lot like JSON, right? uh most of your backend stuffs are being saved in a JSON format, and JSON, this is how JSON looks like, right? They are full of dictionaries, yeah. So this is a simple exercise for you. Try and do it without AI, please. Chapter 12. set. um, so a set is an unordered collection of unique items, no duplicates allowed, right? So colors red, blue, green, so you don't allow duplicate. Okay, so it means that we have colors, you can print your colors, numbers, right? Unique set. So create from a list, great for removing duplicate. So let's print this and see. All right, so there's no duplicate allowed here. So if you're doing something and you think, oh, this thing I'm doing, I don't need any duplicate, right? I need 111 each. So something like if you are accepting input forms from people, people can do mistakes. So for you to be sure, you can use this set to be more sure, right? Yes. It auto remove the duplicate for you. So that's why I was set. We have loops for loops, right? For and while loop. Uh, so let's pause here, and we'll come back to loops and for while and while loops later. Okay. So chapter 13, we continue.